Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to start a new chapter from class 7 Geography. The name of the chapter is Inside Our Earth, chapter 2. Have you ever wondered what's there inside our Earth? Well students, this chapter will help us to know more about the interior of the Earth. So let's begin. Our Earth, just like an onion, is made up of several concentric layers, which is one inside the another. Our Earth has multiple layers, which is crust, mantle, and the core. We will be studying about these layers one by one in this chapter. Let's begin with the first and the topmost layer of the Earth, that is the crust. The crust is the uppermost as well as the thinnest layer of all. It is only 35 km on the continent and only 5 km on the ocean crust. That means on our Earth we find continent as well as the ocean floor. On the continent it is 35 km, whereas on the ocean's floor it is only 5 km. The continental crust is made up of silica and aluminum. Si stands for silica, Al stands for aluminum. Thus, it is also called Sial. Whereas, the oceanic crust comprises of silica, Si, and magnesium, Ma. Thus, oceanic crusts are also called Sima. That was all about the crust. Now let us know about the second layer of the Earth, that is mantle. The mantle lies beneath the crust. It goes up to the depth of 2900 km. Now comes the third layer of the Earth and the innermost layer, that is the core. The radius of the core is 3500 km. The core has very high temperature and pressure. That means it's very hot inside it. The core comprises of two main elements, that is nickel and iron. Ni stands for nickel, Fe stands for iron, that is ferrous. Thus it is also called Ni. Our Earth crust is made up of many kinds of rocks. First let us find out what is a rock. Any natural mass of minerals are called rocks. That means many kinds of minerals comes together to form a rock. Broadly, rocks are of three types. They are igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. We will study each type of rocks in detail in this chapter. So let's start with the igneous rock. So first question that comes in our mind, that how are these igneous rock formed? So let us find out the answer to this question. All of you might have seen a volcanic eruption, if not in real, at least in your television, right? So we all know that after a volcanic eruption is there, a hot lava comes out, right? This hot lava cools down after a few days or few months, and then it becomes solidified. It becomes solid and thus form a rock. A rock formed in such manner are called igneous rock. As these rocks form outside on the earth crust, it is called extrusive form of rocks. One such example of this igneous rock is a graphite, or you can say a grinding stone that we use at our home. For grinding masalas, spices, all this is an example of an igneous rock. Sometimes what happens, this volcanic eruption, before coming out of the earth, it becomes solid inside the earth. These kind of rocks are also an example of igneous rock. But because they are forming inside the earth, they are called intrusive forms of rocks. Now what about the sedimentary rocks? The rocks are eroded and washed away by the winds, and these are broken into pieces. These pieces of rocks are called sediments. These sediments are again being deposited in one place and they accumulate. This accumulated form of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. And this is how the sedimentary rocks are formed. Now, metamorphic rock. Any kind of rock, it can be an igneous rock or sedimentary rocks, when undergoes some pressure and heat. The heat comes from inside the earth, that is magma. When heat and pressure is working on any kind of rocks, it turns into a metamorphic rock. That means there is a change in the type or in the formation of a rock when it undergoes heat and pressure. That changed form of rocks are called metamorphic rocks. So far we have studied about the three types of rocks, that is igneous rock, sedimentary rocks and the metamorphic rocks. Now it is very interesting and it is very surprising also to know that one type of rocks can change into another under certain condition, okay, and they are changing in a cyclic manner. So this transformation of the rocks from one to another in a cyclic manner, it is called a rock cycle. Now let us try to understand this with the help of a diagram. Now in the diagram we can see there is something changing in a cyclic manner. So let us try to understand this, okay. Now see, first is magma. This magma, when it is coming out on the earth crust, it is solidifying, okay, it is getting cool, and that is changing into igneous rock. Now igneous rock, when it is breaking down into pieces, it is called sediments. These sediments are coming together to form a sedimentary rocks. These sedimentary rocks under some heat and pressure changes into metamorphic rock. Then this metamorphic rock slowly gets inside the earth and gets melted, and this again changes into magma. Again, try to understand that sedimentary rocks can also get inside the earth and turn into magma. The metamorphic rock also sometimes gets eroded into sediments. And igneous rock can also, under some heat and pressure, can directly change into metamorphic rock. So this is how the rocks are changing from one type to another in a cyclic manner. So this is called the rock cycle, where one type of rocks is changing into another, from igneous to sedimentary, from sedimentary to metamorphic. Okay, this is how they are changing, and this cyclic manner is called a rock cycle. Now rocks are very useful to us. Like the hard rocks, you can see we are using it to make roads, we are using it to make houses, buildings. In earlier times, children also used to play some games with the stones. I don't know whether you all are playing or not, children, but you can ask your parents, you can ask your grandparents, they will obviously tell you some stories about this. I am very sure that they used to play some games like 7 stones or hopscotch, 5 stones, like that. So there is 2 diagrams in your copy, in your screen, where you can see the use of the rocks. Like this, the great monuments like the Red Fort, Taj Mahal are also made using different kinds of rocks. So here we come to an end of the chapter. I hope you have found the video interesting and helpful. Thank you.